Hey friends, we're going to use our 3-read strategy to try to solve this word problem. Will and Jane are both reading the same book for their reading class. Will has read more of the book than Jaden. Jaden has read 7/14 of the book. Which fraction of the book could Will have read? So the first question I'm going to ask myself is, what is this word problem about? This word problem is about two kids in a reading class. Okay, let's read it again. Will and Jane are both reading the same book for their reading class. Will has read more of the book than Jaden. Jane has read 7/14 of the book. Which fraction of the book could Will have read? Second question I'm going to ask myself is, what am I trying to figure out here? I'm trying to find out which fraction of the book Will could have read. All right, let's read it a third time. Will and Jane are both reading the same book for their reading class. Will has read more of the book than Jaden. Jane has read 7/14 of the book. Which fraction of the book could Will have read? Third question I'm going to ask myself is, what pieces of information are important for me to be able to solve this? So I know that there's two kids that are in the reading class reading a book. I know that Jaden has read 7/14 of the book. And I also know that Will has read more of the book than Jaden. So, and I know that I'm trying to figure out how much or what fraction could Will have read. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to write out 7/14 so I remember the number that I'm working with. And now that I know that I'm comparing fractions, I'm going to start looking at my answers. So answer A is 11/22s, B is 4/8, C is 6/8, and D is 2/10. So I know that I'm comparing a bunch of fractions with different numerators, different denominators, so there's not one easy step that I can look at. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the rule of half. I'm going to use the halfway mark of a number, which in this case is, if it was 10, it's 5, so half of 10 is 5. So I'm going to use the halfway mark of whatever the denominator is to the numerator, and I'm going to decide if this number is bigger or smaller than halfway. So Jaden has read 7/14. So the numerator is 7, denominator is 14, so that's exactly half. Jaden has read exactly half of this book. So in order to know if Will has read more, whatever these fractions are, it would have to be more than half. It would have to be more than half in order for Will to have read this fraction of the book. So let's start with the first one, 11/22s. Well, half of 22 is 11. 11 plus 11 equals 22. So that's exactly half also. So if Will had read that much, he would have read the exact same amount as Jaden. So it can't be A. All right, so let's look at B. 4/8. Once again, we look at the denominator 8. Half of 8 is 4. So if Jaden had read 4, or if Will had read 4/8 of this book, that would have been exactly half also, which would have been the exact same that Jaden read. So it can't be B. All right, let's look at C. 6/8. Well, as I mentioned before in B, half of 8 is 4. So the halfway mark would be 4/8. So if I had 6/8 of something, that would mean I have more than the person who has 4/8. So it could possibly be C. But rule of thumb is you always check out all your answers before you choose one. So we'll keep C on the back burner for right now. Let's go look at D. 2/10. Well, you look at the denominator 10. We know that half of 10 is 5. So in order for it to have been half the book, they would have had to have read 5/10. This person only read 2/10. So that's less than 5. So it can't be D. So in order for Will to have read more than Jaden, he would have had to have read the answer C, which is 6/8, which is more than half the book.